Well, sports fans, gather round, because if you thought the NBA offseason was going to be a snooze fest, you clearly haven't been paying attention. You know, for years, the Brooklyn Nets have been haunted by that infamous 2013 trade with the Boston Celtics, a deal that gifted Boston Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, two cornerstones of a championship contender, while leaving the Nets with, shall we say, a less-than-stellar return. Remember how painful that was to watch? The Celtics celebrating the Nets. Well, the Nets just trying to figure out where it all went wrong. But what if I told you the tables are about to turn? What if I told you the Nets, armed with the largest cap space this summer, are ready to flip the script and leverage the Celtics' looming financial crunch? Oh, the sweet irony. It's like a villain in a movie finally getting their revenge, isn't it? And the best part? It involves a complex three-team trade proposal that could completely shake up the Eastern Conference. Are you ready for this level of drama and intrigue? Because I certainly am. Bleacher Report's very own salary cap guru, Eric Pincus, has floated a mind-bending trade scenario that sees the Nets acting as the ultimate facilitator, helping the Celtics offload some of their most significant contracts while simultaneously racking up draft assets. This isn't just a trade, it's a financial masterpiece in the making. First, the Dallas Mavericks would receive Drew Holiday from the Celtics, a seasoned veteran point guard who brings championship experience and tenacious defense, along with a $3 million trade exception. This move immediately bolsters their backcourt and gives Luka Doncic another reliable option. Next, the Boston Celtics, facing a crippling new collective bargaining agreement that's making their financial future look, well, a little less rosy, would acquire Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington from Mavericks. These are two solid, rotational players who provide depth and versatility. But here's the real kicker for Boston. They also land Drew Tim from the Nets, a young prospect, and crucially, a staggering $32.4 million trade exception from the Holiday deal, plus smaller trade exceptions for Xavier Tillman Sr., $2.5 million, Nemias Quetta, $2.4 million, and Kristaps Porzingis, $2.2 million. This is all about financial flexibility for the Celtics, a way to breathe a little easier under the new CBA. And finally, the Brooklyn Nets, the orchestrators of this grand scheme, would make out like bandits. They would receive Kristaps Porzingis from the Celtics, Dwight Powell and Olivier Maxence Prosper from the Mavericks, and Xavier Tillman Sr. and Nemias Quetta from the Celtics. But wait, there's more. They also secure a 2026 protected first-round pick from the Celtics and a 2027 first-round pick swap with the Celtics. Can you feel that? That's the sweet taste of strategic revenge. Pincus highlights the Celtics' predicament, stating, assuming Boston is committed to resuming the Jaylen Brown/Tatum pairing in 2026 to 27, the only move to reduce salary is by getting out of the next two most expensive players in Holiday and Porzingis. This is where the Nets swoop in, acting as the ultimate deal facilitators. They're essentially absorbing Holiday's remaining 3 years and $104 million salary and Porzingis' expiring $30.7 million contract. It's a bold move, but one that could pay massive dividends. Now, some of you might be thinking, but won't the Nets run into roster space issues? And that's a fair point. However, Pincus notes that Brooklyn is in a strong position to make even more trades involving their veteran holdovers to accumulate further draft assets. Plus, they could easily flip players like Porzingis, Powell, Tillman, and Quetta in subsequent deals to extract even more value. As Pincus puts it, at worst, the Nets would just waive Powell, Tillman, or others. Porzingis could be a buyout candidate or even a player Brooklyn retains long-term. This isn't just about acquiring players, it's about acquiring leverage and flexibility for future moves. It's a chess match, and the Nets are playing several moves ahead. This strategy isn't just about this specific trade proposal either. It's a broader philosophical shift for the Nets. In the past, they were known for throwing big offer sheets at restricted free agents. Remember Alan Crabb, Tyler Johnson, or Otto Porter Jr.? Well, according to the latest intel from Anthony Slater of The Athletic, those days are over. The Nets are being far more prudent with their cap room. Slater reported that there is not a current expectation that the Brooklyn Nets are preparing an offer sheet for Kuminga, but there are signs Brooklyn could be willing to use its open cap space as a vehicle to execute multi-team trade scenarios this summer, league sources said. This is huge. It means the Nets are looking to be the facilitators, the team that makes big trades happen, rather than simply signing restricted free agents who might not be long-term foundational stars. Jonathan Kuminga, for example, has been repeatedly linked to the Nets. You've probably seen the rumors swirling, but according to Brian Lewis of the New York Post, the opportunity cost of using their $45 million in cap space on available targets such as Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, and Santi Aldama could be too high despite Kuminga regularly being linked to the Nets. It seems unlikely. And this makes perfect sense. The Nets are prioritizing flexibility and asset accumulation. They don't want to tie up their precious cap space in a young player who isn't a guaranteed superstar. They want to be able to make the right move, not just any move. They're building for the future, not just for next season. So there you have it, folks. The Brooklyn Nets are not just sitting idly by. They are strategically positioning themselves to become a major player in the trade market, potentially turning the tables on their historical rivals, the Boston Celtics. This isn't just about individual players. It's about a team regaining its financial power and dictating the terms of engagement in the league. This summer is going to be wild, and the Nets are definitely going to be at the center of it. What do you all think about this potential blockbuster trade? Do you believe the Nets can truly leverage their cap space to reshape their future and, dare I say, exact a little revenge on the Celtics? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you love this deep dive, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single beat of this crazy NBA offseason. Your engagement truly helps us bring you more exclusive content, so share your insights and let's keep this conversation buzzing.